Welcome back to another episode of the Prologue to Fillmore's Crossing. Last time that we joined our heroes, they had went to the apartment of the Baudelaires and had discovered that there was a shady figure still hiding in the apartment. The vampire tried to ambush Fox Smolder, but failed, and was murdered quite quickly by a really high damage roll. Or a crit? I forget. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, then we discovered that it looked as though Jean-Luc had been hoarding human blood. What will happen this week on the Prologue to Fillmore's Crossing? Fuck if I know, man. These guys are doing all sorts of random shit. Want to introduce your characters, Chris?
Yeah, I'm Falk. Special Agent Falk, I should say. And, I was just shot at by this guy in this apartment, and then I turned around and lit his ass up with a bunch of lightning.
Brian?
I'm Thomas DeWeese. I'm a priest. I don't like bureaucracy, I don't like wasting time, and I don't like jokes.
I hate bureaucracy, too. That goddamn Barack Obama.
I like it.
Just kidding, I love jokes.
And last but not least, Vaughn?
I'm playing as Tristan, and still haven't quite figured out what kind of voice I'm going to give him yet. I'm doing the best as I can.
So far, Vaughn's
Working on
method
it.
is to just be Chris.
Hey, well, I had a voice. And,
No,
and then, like,
I mean,
Tristan's voice is working good, too.
I know, I'm just trying to say that whatever voice you are doing at any given time, that's what Vaughn does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your fucking Boston accent infects me.
And then I am Tim, your dungeon master. And so yeah, you guys are back in the apartment. There is currently the blood from the vampire is starting to coagulate, and you guys are staring down at a couple of suitcases filled with blood. What you want to do?
So, basically, I guess I'll go and zip up these suitcases for one. And is Tristan in the room with us?
Yeah, everybody got back to the room before you went and cleared the rest of it, basically.
All right, so
If you
I
recall.
hand the two suitcases over to him, and I'm like, here you go, bud, evidence. I'm going to go check out the other room. So, yeah, I want to check out that other room across the hallway.
You were already in there. That was Jean-Luc's room. There was a single large bed, a wardrobe. It was well kempt and neat. Just a standard bedroom. You didn't really find anything of interest other than clothes in his wardrobe.
All right. So, I guess we will, unless anybody else has anything to do here, I would say let's go to the Speakeasy.
All right. So when you get downstairs, the first carriage of browncoats has arrived. You'd figure it's been maybe 10, 12 minutes since the gunshot went off, which is actually pretty good timing considering that they're coming by a horse-drawn carriage. Fuck is going on with people that have cars and vehicles? Just saying. Moving on.
Yeah, I was going to say that's better than most Metro Police.
So, I don't want Tristan to give those suitcases of the blood to the other feds to take away to the agency. I want to hold on to those and keep them with us.
Okay. I mean, they're kind of heavy.
All right. Well,
Yeah, and it seems like these would be pretty important clues in a crime scene investigation.
the Speakeasy is still in the confinement where we're located already.
Well, why don't
pretty
you guys
close,
deal
right?
with this in character then? Because it sounds like one of you would be more by the book about this and one of you wouldn't. So let's...
So I had to close Discord. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, shit.
I don't know why I keep having trouble.
Well, they're about to go through it in character, so you can join in as they go.
Okay.
Okay, well, Falk, as I understood it, handed the two suitcases to Tristan. 2 suitcases full of blood.
All right. All right, Special Agent Tristan, hold on to those suitcases for me. don't hand them over to the FIA yet. They might come in handy later.
Well, wouldn't they come in handy to the FIA?
Not as handy as they're going to come to us if we, need to have a bargaining chip with these guys, or, it was mentioned that our friend Vinny down at the pawn shop has been selling this stuff. If need be, we might be able to, hold these over his head.
I think that we'd better... Hold on. I gotta try and... Sometimes my voice doesn't want to do things. No.
I felt like you just blew into a fucking pitch finder.
We may have a problem.
What's that?
We have to decide how to approach this speakeasy thing, because I believe the guy upstairs is running down to warn, what's his name, Donnie.
So, what's the deal with the guy upstairs? You saw him?
He ran out of the room. He just does some gambling with them. But I'm pretty sure he knows that we're going to cause trouble and that we're going to come ask him questions. So that's where I assume
you just let him run out of the room? Like, so long, pal. Have a good time.
There was a lady in there.
Good God.
She was of more interest to me.
I swear, this is why you aren't in a church anymore.
I didn't think that Mickey here would let him past the door.
Good point. Mickey, get over here.
Who the hell is Mickey?
He's the brown coat that's been watching the door. Wake up, Greenhorn. Greenhorn, real quick. Before I get to Mickey here, I had just gotten to where I called you special agent, and then you just had to have me downgrade you right here in front of Mickey here. The brown coat.
Was that actually his name?
No, I think they just made it up to right now.
Brian
was the only named brown coat, and he was upstairs and got murdered. So, but anyway, so Mickey the brown coat walks up and he goes, "Yeah, what can I do for you?"
Well, did you see a guy run past you and you just let him go?
I mean, I wasn't. We were under orders that people weren't supposed to be coming in. Not leaving. Leaving was okay. So, I mean, he ran out, but lots of these people are junkies and whatnot, and it's not really any of my business, He looks very nervous, like he's kind of playing with his coat, the button on his coat, like, fuck, you know what I mean?
In what world, after a gunshot just happens in your building, you just let a guy run past you because it's okay to keep people out, but you can't keep the people in? Gosh, these private agencies.
Remember, he ran past us and then the gunshot went off. It wasn't like we heard the gunshot and then he ran past us. I mean, you know what? It doesn't matter. You're right. I screwed up, and I apologize. It won't happen again.
So where are we going? To Speakeasy?
Yeah, let's go.
Sounds like a plan.
You guys keeping those two very large parcels?
Yeah, I guess. I guess I am. If Special Agent Fogg says that they're useful, I guess we're keeping them.
All right, so you guys...
Just make sure you hold on to both of those at all times, okay?
Those are what?
Don't let anything happen to them.
I'll make sure to keep them out of your way so you don't trip over them.
Good. We can't be having that again. Also, if you tell anybody about that, you're going to be demoted so fucking fast.
I feel like you don't have that authority.
I feel like I'm the senior agent here and you need to shut your mouth.
All right, so you guys are walking down the street with... and Tristan has two enormous suitcases, with a bunch of vials clattering around inside of them. As a matter of fact, a couple of them have broken inside of the thing. So there's like a couple of
There's just like a stream drizzling out behind it.
No, it's not like it's nowhere near that bad, but like there's a clear, couple drops of blood every probably 500 feet or so.
So how many blocks away is it to the speakeasy?
So you guys have to go north for about 6 blocks and then to the east for about 10, but it's not very far. It's less than a mile.
Okay, so I say we stop. We're about like a block away and sort of look ahead to see if we can sort of see anything going on. Do a perception check, I guess.
All right, go ahead.
I guess I will as well, since we have the opportunity.
Yeah, you might as well.
All right. As usual, mine is not going to be very good. I got a 5 plus 1, so 6 for me.
All right.
Nine.
So you ever notice the architecture around here is just like really neat?
So like you know about the rest of the, or actually I'll wait until Vaughn rolls his when we get Tristan's.
11.
An 11? So all of the different confinements that all of the magical creatures live in are over in this part of town, but not every single one of the old houses that humans used to live in have been torn down at this point. And this is one of the few blocks in the city in between all of these, very tall concrete buildings of the confinement where there are actual houses. There are 8 of them in a row, and the middle house is the address on that you guys have been told multiple times, 1231 East Barovia Drive. There's no sign of people. You can't see anything out of the ordinary other than the fact that this is definitely one of the oldest parts of the neighborhood.
Are we at the speakeasy?
You're not at it. You guys are like a block away, just investigating the area and just trying to scope it out and see what's going on. But you don't see any sort of like guard or bouncer or anyone for that matter. Like you see not a soul.
Okay, well, before anything else goes on, once they have like stopped and are sort of taking cover and just investigating from the distance, Tristan sort of lets the 2 giant suitcases full of blood just drop to the ground because he's been carrying them for almost a mile, and his strength is only 8, so it took some effort. He lets them both fall to the ground, and shakes his hands out, and says, "God damn, those things are heavy."
So, did we hear a shatter, even more when...
Oh, yeah, you heard a bunch of those vials shatter, and you see blood start to ooze out from the seams of the suitcases.
God damn it, rookie, that's how we were going to get in there. It was going to be like a delivery. They're not going to take it now. Look, it's bleeding all over the place here.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have thought of that before making me carry both of them a mile.
This could still work.
What are you thinking?
Let's go to the front door. I want to talk to the guards.
Yeah, I don't think there are guards.
You said there weren't any guards.
He said there were none visible. They might be. There's got to be some at the door. It's speakeasy. You got to have a password to get in, right? So they're going to be inside with a slot in the door or something like that. There's got to be something.
You know who would have probably known the password to the speakeasy?
Shut up!
That orc that you let run away, Brian. That's why it was in there, Brian. That's why the whole encounter existed, so that you could go and find a dude that knew the password to the speakeasy. I was rewarding you for pursuing the side quest, and you completely failed and bit on the red herring instead.
That's bullshit.
But anyway.
So, Father Tom, in your clerical studies, have you ever got the spell of disguise self or something, or are you just going to go up there looking like a fad? Best I got is minor illusion.
So you guys are standing across from these rows of buildings in the shadows of one of the tall confinements behind you, and There are 2 suitcases next to you, seeping out blood. It's starting to smell just a little bit. Like, not... It just smells like that metallic-y smell that blood has.
I got an idea. All right, quick, put all your badges and everything that looks like FIA official stuff in your pockets. And quick, let's smather all this blood on Tristan here. We'll run up there, we'll carry him up like he's been wounded, and we'll act like he's one of the boys. And we'll act like we need to get in there really quick. And maybe they may let us in.
Seems reasonable to me.
This does not seem reasonable to me.
I immediately, as he's saying that, I'm already opening the satchel.
All right, dip your hands in, bud. Get it all over you.
Is there a disguise skill, or is deception probably the closest?
Deception's probably, yeah, I think that's going to be the closest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do. Whatever one of you has the higher deception, I'm going to have you roll it, but you have advantage because the other one is going to help you.
0.
Because I fucking love this.
Okay, my deception's only 1.
Do you want to roll first?
Roll for what?
Mine is a 3 plus my deception is 4, so 7.
Well, you have advantage.
Oh, okay. So 7 plus 4, I have 11.
11?
So still not doing hot.
No, I mean, you think you did all right. Like, you and Tom, you kind of grabbed Tristan, like, by the crooks of his elbows behind him, and Tom starts smearing blood all over him and stuff, and, like, there are very clear palm prints in places on, like, his shirt and on his face and stuff. It looks a lot more like war paint, but you figure if you move fast enough, it's probably going to be fine.
All right.
Like, you know how the Uruks look in Lord of the Rings, where they've got, like, the giant white palm prints on their face? Like, Tristan has just a bloody palm print on his face. Like, you think you did a decent job, but...
Oh, okay. Can I roll, like, a sort of, I guess, like a history check to know if I would know the name of, like, a sort of rival gang in the area?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Damn it! Hold on, history plus 2. 6.
So, you're racking your brain, and you're like, wait, so what was it, the Permans? Something?
Yeah, the Permans. You see, okay, guys, this isn't my beat, you know? Yeah, the Permans, I think that was it.
Yeah, the Permans
we'll
and their leader, Soup. Soup Perman.
Superman put a hit out on Vinny over at the pawn shop that's been selling their wares. You know, the
Wait,
blood.
hold on. Did you just say his name was Superman? Because that sounds really familiar. I think that's right. It sounds super familiar.
Super familiar. That's it. The super familiar family. That's it. Familia de super. Okay, so
Tristan's just looking back and forth as they like stumble over their words, becoming more and more concerned.
And as I'm trying to think about it, and I'm looking down at the ground, I'm just like mindlessly smearing more paint on his face.
He looks a lot more like he bobbed for an apple in blood than like got injured. It's very Quentin Tarantino and a whole lot less realistic. Like,
all right, so to sell this, we're gonna have to just run all the way up there with him. Like there was no break in
right
in our stride.
Right.
All right, so let's go.
So where are you guys running? Up to the front door?
Yeah.
Right up to the front door with kind of holding Tristan up by his arms.
Okay.
Like, kind of dragging him, like, and
who's gonna knock?
I'll knock.
Okay, so you go up and you pound on the door. You're pretty strong, aren't you, Tom?
I don't know. Strength
If
12.
only there was this sheet you could have in front of you that, say, had all of your stats on it.
I had to scroll up. Strength 12.
I mean, decently strong. So, you immediately, when you pound on the door swings open under the force of your blow, and you look inside, and the entire building, it looks like it's been unoccupied for a long time.
So, I just let go of Tristan and let him fall.
He gets up to his feet and sort of dusts off his knees. Well, that was a great use of time, guys. Real quality plan. Worked out real well.
So, question for you guys: did you leave the suitcases full of blood across the street then?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I love that.
Yeah, they're just open suitcases full of blood and broken vials and stuff just laying in the middle of the street. And then just a whole trail of blood leading to where we are.
Okay, so you guys are in an old Victorian house with wooden floors. There's no furniture to speak of, but like you look around and you guys are in like a foyer type area where like there's a giant chain hanging down in the center, and you look you can see in the center of the room is the remnants of a chandelier that must have fallen off of that chain at some point. But there is no sign of any people at all.
All right. I at least, while we're looking around, take out my revolver.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Okay.
You're sure we got the right address?
Did you check the number before you knocked on the door?
I mean, I just assumed it's the only building here that looks like it could be Speakeasy.
Greenhorn, go and check the number again real quick. And I got a 16 plus 1 is 17 for my perception.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Okay. I mean, basically everything that I already described, the wooden floor for you, Brian. However, Falk, you can actually hear the faint sound of maybe talking coming from below you.
Hey, you guys hear that? Sounds like something going on below us here.
I cautiously put my hand on the hilt of my gun and I rub its cock.
Oh, jeez.
You're gonna drive that one into the fucking ground, aren't you?
Oh my god. Alright, well, there's no returning from that. We just gotta move past it.
Out of nowhere, somebody comes by and just boos Tom real quick. Just walks in and goes, "Hey, are you?" Boo! And then just leaves.
So, are there any? What did we see around the perimeter of the room? Are there doors, other hallways, staircases?
So there are 3 doors, one going to the left, one going to the right, and one going straight. And the one straight in front of you is cracked open by maybe 3 or 4 inches.
Right, and real quick, Tristan does walk back to the front door and double checks the address. And it comes
1231.
Right, he just tells it back to him.
Alright, so
It's 1231.
Which one's cracked open?
The one straight in front of you.
one. We should, or I go up to...
Oh, sorry, I should
one on
mention, the
right.
one straight in front of you is a double door.
Oh, okay.
So, like it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's cracked open, like where one of the doors is cracked open. Let's just say the left one is cracked open, the right one is completely closed. I apologize. My drawing is kind of shitty.
I go up to the one on the right, noticing that the one in the middle is closed. It seems too obvious to me. So I go over to the one on the right, and I just check the knob just slightly to see if it's locked or not.
It seems like it's not.
Alright.
It's a pretty old
Then,
knob. It's kind of loose, though. Like, when you turn it, it takes a little while before you actually catch a mechanism to start moving over the, whatever the catch on a lock is called.
The cock.
Yup, driving it into the ground.
Tristan, come over here and open this door. Agent Tristan, come over here and open this door.
All right. Yeah. At this point, Tristan draws one of his own pistols and comes over, and he sort of standing to the side of the door, like so. He reaches over to the doorknob and.
I'm backing up while this is happening too.
Oh my god.
Like seeing him back up, Tristan just gives him a dirty look. And then just turns the doorknob as fast as possible and throws it open. Before
As soon as he does that, I'm like right behind him. I go bang.
Why don't you guys all roll me a perception check, and I'm going to describe to you what you see in this room. So this looks like the remains of a dining room. There is a table with two of the two legs that are closest to you are broken off halfway, and so the table is slanted at like a 45-degree angle with the bottom part of the slope closest to you and the high part of the table further away. There's an intact chandelier above that table. There are cabinets along the right-hand side with a bunch of different dishes and different things like that. There's windows on the cabinets, which is why you can tell what's in it, but all of the windows are smashed in, and the majority of the dishes look as though they've been smashed as well. And there is one door which is open, but it's in the far left corner, so you can't really see where it leads unless you were to go further into the room. And then completely on the opposite end of the wall, there is a large like bay window, you know, the type that has the like seat that you could sit in because it kind of juts out of the house a little bit. And what were the results of your guys' perception rolls?
I got an 11.
Okay.
The bay window is on our left?
No, it's straight out in front of you.
Oh, the door is on our left.
Correct.
And I rolled an 8.
6.
Okay. Are you going to save the day there, Falk?
I'm sorry, 5.
I guess you said that the table in the middle of the room was like leaning a little bit?
Yeah, because the two legs that are closest to you are broken off like 3/4 of the way, and so it's kind of creating like a 45-degree slope. And the high part of the slope is further away from you. The low part of the slope is towards you.
Okay, so
Steaks?
that's what I'm thinking, but I mean,
Could sure go for steaks right now.
Falk, can you tell me what the result of your perception check was?
oh, it was 11.
Oh, okay. So you actually notice something, like you see some motion go past like just the bottom part of that window. You had to walk up probably 12 stairs in order to get into this house, so you know that the windows they would be kind of high for a short creature, and you think you might have seen the top of something's head move past that window.
And that would be on the outside of the window?
Correct.
All right, and then this window is like literally to the outside of the building, right?
Correct. Yep. Like
Okay.
you would land in the lawn to the right of the building if you were to jump out of it or something.
All right, well,
Not that I'm giving you a ramp to run off of to jump out a window or anything.
I mean, I'm absolutely doing that. I'm not smart enough to, at this point, to use the ramp, but I will just make a running jump towards the window.
Why don't you give me an acrobatics check, please?
Acrobatics. Oh, good. 11 plus 3, 14.
All right. So you sprint past the broken table, and you dive and you put your hands up to shield your face from the broken glass that's flying each and every direction, and you land on your side and quick roll up to your feet, and in front of you is a short, lithe creature with a pale complexion and a very nice suit on, carrying a rifle. And as soon as you hit the ground, he kind of turns around surprised, and you have an action before he raises his rifle at you.
All right, I will.
Stop resisting!
So we don't have to roll for initiative.
We'll do that in a second. Maybe.
I guess I hold my gun up at him and say freeze. And while I'm holding the gun up at him, I'm actually using True Strike, my cantrip.
Okay.
And so that what is that?
So that's going to be all the standard vampire information that you get. Radiant damage is by far the most effective. Again, very dexterous, small creature. And you immediately know that he's got a Winchester repeating carbine. Well, I shouldn't say Winchester, but he's got a repeating carbine made by a company that starts with a W.
Yeah.
Made by Whamchester.
Yeah.
Did you say this was a creature?
Right. It's a vampire. He knows that
okay.
now. So a creature is going to kind of usually describe anything that you don't necessarily know what it is at first.
I was just seeing if it was a human or not. And can we see him, or is this just Riley?
Just Riley caught the flash of him walking past the window, and so you don't see him at all. You just saw Falk run through the room and then crash through the window, and now he's screaming for something to freeze.
Okay.
Be careful, kid. You don't want to make that mistake. Don't you point that gun at me, son.
He kind of looks around, and he doesn't raise the rifle at you, but he also doesn't point it down at the ground either.
All right. Why don't you drop that gun, kid? Should I roll a persuasion?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay, 16 plus 7. Okay. So that's 23.
He throws it down on the ground and puts his hands in the air and goes, "Listen, man, I'm not looking to die for Donnie. You know, I'm not looking to die for him. Please, just I'm okay. I'm good."
All right. Yeah, I'm not looking to kill you for Donnie either. Put your hands behind your back, and I'm assuming I have some shackles on me.
Yeah.
All right. So I shackle him up. Is this this is in an alleyway, I guess, right? Around the building?
No, you're in the side yard.
Side yard?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Tristan, get out here.
Right. Well, Tristan, having seen Falk randomly start sprinting through the room and jump through the window like a maniac, quickly followed after him. So he reaches it about by the time Falk convinced him to drop the gun.
Are you just trying to safely climb out the window, or are you diving out as well?
He'll climb out. He'll just clamber out.
Okay, so you'll actually probably get there after Falk gets him shackled and starts shouting for you to come out. So basically, he shouts for you, and then literally when he turns his head, you're there. Yep. What are you doing, Tom?
I want to see what it's all about. I'm going up to the window.
Okay, yeah, you look out.
So
and
can I? I mean, we were in the middle of action, so I didn't want to say anything. Can I say that I went into the room with the table to go investigate, but then as soon as it sounded like the guy was going to lower his gun, I go to the side door?
Yeah, of course. You don't have to go and see what they're doing out there.
I'm not going to throw it open. I'm just going to crack it open.
It was already open, if you recall. You're talking about the one in the far left corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's already open.
Okay, I want to peep through.
It looks like it's the kitchen.
Okay.
You see a stove, and there's a hearth off in the corner. There's a bunch of pots and pans and preparation stations. This is a fairly sizable home, and so you would imagine that it was at one point owned by somebody who had quite vast wealth.
Okay. I go back to the broken window, and I just stick my head out and I say, "Did you ask him where Donnie is?"
Yeah, kid, that's a good question. Where's Donnie there, fella?
He's down. You gotta go around back to the basement. The double doors.
All right.
I mean, I can't believe that you guys figured that the Speakeasy was up here in the dilapidated building.
Hey, we gotta eliminate all the all the... Just shut up, kid, all right?
Well, you guys were making a lot of noise, and they're gonna probably come looking for me soon. So I'm just saying.
Let me ask you something. Do you live around here? You got family?
Yes, sir. He looks young. He looks like he might be 17, 18, 19 at most.
Oh, well, that's older than I thought he was. You said he was short, like that. Like, I don't know. I assume that was he would have been older or younger than that. All right, so
I'm gonna clamber out the window as well.
Okay.
Why don't you take us to the double doors?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. This kid's old enough to, still be hanging around with us. I was gonna let him go if I thought he was like, a young kid. But
well, here's the thing about vampires, though. Even though they might look like a kid, doesn't mean that they're young.
Oh, okay.
And you would know that, so.
That repeating rifle, is that better than anybody's weapon right now?
I don't know, what's everybody carrying? Just their 6-shooters? It's probably more effective, you would think. But not if you're...
I got my own spell weaponry, so
No.
Tristan, why don't you secure that weapon there on the
Well,
ground?
he already has 2 revolvers and a lever action rifle of his own.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you break that rifle in half so it can't be used against us?
And how do you suppose I would do that?
The kid kind of looks at you all funny, like, what the hell?
Okay, take one of your rifles and shoot that one. That's the only way to be sure.
Holy fuck, dude.
I regret ever meeting either of you. Tristan will just grab the rifle and use it in lieu of his own for now.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Alright, I guess we go back in through the window now.
Okay.
I just got outside.
I thought that you guys wanted the kid to lead you around back, too.
Yeah, I thought we were. I pictured him leading us out.
He said that. I thought he said it was around back, like through those double doors.
No, it's around back like it's an exposed basement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so, take us down there.
Yeah, you guys get into the backyard, and you immediately see that there is a huge slab of concrete with large metal doors, kind of at a 45-degree angle. And the handles and stuff on the door and the hinges are a little bit rusty, but it definitely looks like it's been opened recently.
No tricks, kid.
I'm going to tell you something. Probably ain't a good idea to just open that door.
Oh, it's probably trapped or something?
I mean, there's a guy waiting with a shotgun. So if you call that a trap, then yeah,
Would he let you in?
maybe. I've been gone a minute now.
You hold on. No. You got a different way in?
Well, we can try and see if we can get in the sewer entrance, but I mean that's gonna take a little while. And I ain't never been through it, so I don't know what type of defenses or traps are gonna be in there, but I'll show you where it is.
So wait, is this around the back? Is this remotely connected to the building that we went into at all?
Yeah, it's 100% connected to it. It's just an exposed basement to an old Victorian home.
Well, Tristan pipes up then. Well, there's got to be some kind of entrance inside somewhere.
No, unless you're going to go through the floor, there's the sewer entrance and there's this one.
Maybe we should try to go through the floor. Who's with me?
What do they do? Board up the entrance from the inside?
No, there was never an entrance to it. Like, you just always have had to come outside in order to get into the basement.
An old house like this, I could probably get through the wooden floor there with just some acid. I got an acid splash spell.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I take my revolver out and load one of my acid cartridges into it. And let's jump back through the window and then head back to that main room.
Now, we need to establish one thing for canon before you do this. Does your spell gun make a noise when you shoot things out of it?
Absolutely, it's a gun.
Okay. Well, no, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I need to establish that and just, like, I don't want to be like, oh, now everybody's alerted to your presence, and then you're like, but it's silent. You know what I mean? So we've got it established.
Oh, I mean, we've been yelling at each other for the last, 5 minutes. I am not worried about the element of surprise right now.
That's a fair point.
All right, so, yeah, let's go back to that first main room that had the 3 doors.
Okay.
And in the center of the room, I'm going to shoot my gun right at the middle of the floor there with my acid round.
Okay. So you fire your acid round in, and it burns through a little bit of the floor. It gets probably the first, let's say inch or so in a 5-foot area, but you realize that you're gonna have to shoot this a couple times if you're gonna wanna actually do that.
All right, it's a cantrip, so it doesn't take any of my MP. I got a few of these cartridges. They're about to expire anyway, and so yeah, I load up all 6 rounds of it and I shoot away. I unload on this thing.
Okay, so you're literally just gonna keep firing and firing and firing until there's a hole in the floor?
Everything's already so ridiculous at this point. Yes, I'm doing that.
As he's doing this, I use thaumaturgy and I start making the whole ground start to rumble and shake, and I use my loud voice and I say, "There's no way out for you, Donnie."
Okay, So you finish making the entire house shake, and you hear the windows start to shatter and crash in the background. Some of the plates in the dining room fall out of the cabinets onto the floor, and there's just so much noise. And finally, you can see the candlelight below you in this large enclosure, and there's a long bar with 16 bar stools along it. And you can kind of see a piano off in the corner as well. But, as you've announced yourself quite thoroughly, you cannot see any sign of people.
All right, who wants to jump in first? You, Tristan?
Ladies and gentlemen, when next we join our heroes, they will be jumping in to Donnie Smile's Speakeasy. Will they get shot in the face? God, I fucking hope so, because this was a terrible plan. Join us next time on Fillmore's Crossing.